After you've gone through the different stages of setting up your sales pitch builder, you can then go to the Sales Playbook, which is a library of templates and tools that are filled in with all of your answers from the sales pitch builder. Out of the gate, each of these folders here are going to be filled and populated with documents that are already created. These documents have text that's been pre-written, but about half of the document is filled in with your answers. You have two choices at this point. You can look and review at these documents and find one that you like and use it exactly as is if you think it's perfect. But it is very reasonable that you might look at one of these documents and say, this is really good, but I want to make some changes. You might either want to cut some information out, you might want to change it to your personal selling style, you might want to add more information, and that's very reasonable. And we've set up the system to allow you to do that fairly easily. Each document here has an edit button attached to it. So if you click this edit button, you can edit that individual document. And if I click edit here, I'm then taken to a page that has editor windows for each section of that document, and you can edit really everything of that document. You can change the actual title of the document, you can change the title of individual sections, you can reorder the sections that we've created, you can modify the text, override it, delete it, add new text, you can delete a whole section. You can really use the structure that we built and create your own document. You could tweak what we have, or you can completely override it and make it your own. You can add additional stages. You might like our document, but you might want to add additional resource information and product information at the very bottom for your salespeople. Once you've edited this document, you'll want to click save, and I'm going to actually make just one change. I'll just delete a couple things, and I want to show you something, because when I hit save, this is very important. You're going to get this notice here that says this template is currently disconnected from the sales pitch builder. And what that basically means is, see, in the sales pitch builder, all your answer boxes populate these templates. So if you go back at a later date and add new points and modify your points, your whole library of documents is going to be updated in real time with all of your latest sales pitch campaigns and latest information that you have loaded up. Now, the conflict that creates is if you go through here and you create your own version of the documents that the system provides, then we don't want to override your edits with the new changes that you've put into the sales pitch builder, because it's going to wipe out we would basically reset all of the changes that you made and override it with your new updates in the sales pitch builder. And depending on how much time and how important the changes you make, that would create sort of a version issue. So the direction we've gone is that if you do make changes to these documents, we disconnect the document from the sales pitch builder. So this then becomes your own document, and it doesn't change unless you change it here. So what that means is then if you go back to the sales pitch builder and make updates to your campaign, those will not transfer over to your disconnected, edited documents. So if you go to the sales pitch builder and add some more questions, then for the documents that are disconnected, you may have to just go to the question section and manually load those into this. It basically becomes your own version. Now, you can always reset a document basically that has become disconnected from the sales pitch builder. You can reset it and reconnect it back to the sales pitch builder by hitting this button. So I made a change and I saved it, and then this document is now my own version and it's disconnected. Now let's say that I've made a bunch of changes in the sales pitch builder and I just want to reset this document, and then I'll go back and make any minor edits that I want, and maybe that's the easier way to go. So I can hit this reset and reconnect, and then that document is now reconnected back to the sales pitch builder. It's basically, think of it as like a factory reset. You're resetting your phone or your computer to the factory settings, and it's also then reconnected, so any changes from here on out to the sales pitch builder will be displayed in that document. So that's something to know of. In all of the folders in the sales pitch builder, you have that edit button, so you can edit emails, You can edit voicemail scripts. One thing that is not real intuitive, so I want to explain it here, is that the last document here is called an Objections Map. And so this is a document with all the different objections that we create for you. Now these are very standard objections, and also those objections are also displayed in the interactive script over here. Now what is very realistic for almost every customer that uses our system is that our list of objections is not comprehensive. This does not include all of the objections that you're going to face, because you have unique objections for your situation. So you need a way to easily do a couple things. One is add more objections to this list and add more objections to this list. And you also might want to change the responses that we've created. You might like some of the objection responses that we give you, but you might want to say, well, I like to go about that a different way. Well, again, you can edit those, and it's done over here where you see Objections Map and you have this edit button. When you click that, you're also taken to a similar but slightly different editor page, and basically see these are all the standard objections that we've created for you, and all of the standard responses are selected. If you want to edit a response to make it your own, again, you can uncheck that and you're taken to an editor page where you can modify it very easily. The other thing that you might want to do is you might want to add additional objections. So this is where you have your unique objections that only you face, that we would have never been able to predict and think of and load up in the system. You can click Add an Objection and add those in here and click Save. And when you make those changes, those are all reflected over here. So over here you have a list of objections that are loaded up out of the box, but you can modify the order of these. You can put the ones that come up most common right at the top. You can change the objections. You can add more. You can add a whole list. You could add 5 more objections here, and this can become your own. So that can be really helpful if you have a team of salespeople that you're trying to train and get them ramped up, and you want to modify these objections to fit your product and your world. Again, you can do that over here where it says Objections Map, Edit. Another thing that you can do is you can edit this whole list of documents in each folder here. See, we load you up with a bunch of different call scripts for a number of different situations. It's very likely that you might not need all these call scripts. And if you're just using this for yourself, you can know, okay, I only use this one. But if you're a sales manager and you want to clean out some of this stuff that might be distracting for the salespeople that you're trying to ramp up, you can edit this list of documents by clicking Edit List down here, and then you're taken to a page where you can either hide some of these documents. Let's say there's only one call script that you want your salespeople to access, then you can hide all the rest, you can change the order, and you can basically make this list in this folder exactly what you want it to be. So a lot of different instructions there. I know it can be a little bit to maybe get your hands around just by looking at it. The key takeaway is that when you complete the sales pitch builder, you're going to basically get a library of a bunch of stuff. And maybe you just use some of that and use it as is ongoing. But the thing to keep in mind is that you can tailor all those documents and the folders to really fit your situation. So just keep that in mind and let us know if you have any questions on how to do that for yourself.